And one of the biggest stories that came out of this weekend was that of Leah Thomas being officially banned from international competition. The FINA, which is the International Swimming Federation, they instituted a ban this weekend that essentially bans transgender swimmers from competing in women's events. Now, if you look a little deeper into the story, that's not exactly what the ban does. Specifically, the new policy dictates that trans swimmers must have completed their transition by age 12 to be able to compete. So that creates some really dangerous and strange incentives there for children below the age of consent to, socially and physically transition with hormone therapies and all that stuff. But, if you actually read into the decision that the FINA made this weekend, they're not supporting early childhood transitioning. A representative for the FINA said, quote, "This is not saying that people are encouraged to transition by the age of 12. It's what the scientists are saying, that if you transition after the start of puberty, you have an advantage, which is unfair. They are not saying everyone should transition by age 11. That's ridiculous." Yes, it is, sir. "You can't transition by that age in most countries, and hopefully you won't be encouraged to." Basically, what we're saying is it's not feasible for people to have transitioned to compete without having an advantage. Now, setting aside the moral and ethical implications of encouraging these athletes, whether they support it or not, by setting the ban, by not having a total ban on trans athletes, they're setting the standard that, okay, well, if you did do your transition beforehand, you won't have any advantages, so it's okay for you to compete. Sure, there are some scientists that are saying that's the case, but definitely not all of them. There was a 2019 study from the British Medical Journal, which is basically one of the most well-known medical journals in the world, that found, quote, "Hormone therapy will not eliminate all the performance advantages of a prior male physiology." So if Leah Thomas, the 6'1", massive, ripped dude that just so happens to be a woman now, if he had socially transitioned before the age of 12, many of the physical advantages that he has as a man would have still persisted. So this rule has not gone far enough. They need to go farther, but it's a good step in the right direction. It's a sign that people in both the local and international communities are starting to wake up to a lot of this transgender nonsense.